Hello everybody and welcome to Food Wars Shokugeki no Soma, episode 8, season 5, episode 8. Are we on 8? I'm going to assume we're on 8. Anime review. This week's episode focused primarily on Takumi and his first round match, which to be honest I thought for sure he was going to lose, but hey, he didn't. And that is a thing that we can all be happy about. But yeah, the rest of the episode itself, I mean, it had its moments. It had its not so great moments too, but that is this arc in a nutshell, and it's like, oh, I like some of this, you know, that basically sums it up. But anyway, let's get into the episode, see exactly how this all played out and everything. Let's do this. We pick up where we left off in the post-credit scene of last week's episode, with Takumi picking Isami, his brother, to be his partner in this team shindig they got going on right now. Problem is, Isami's been tied up by some big, burly, muscular people, if I remember correctly. Some, like, gangster-looking dudes, which is all fair enough. Meanwhile, the girls, Nikumi and the other one, Megumi, they're looking for Erina. They can't find her and everything. Meanwhile, Soma and the guys, Ishiki and the other one, Kiba? I forgot his name. Balls to that. They found the bit where the fake paper's leading, with the paper falling off. It says no trespassing. They have found that. Takumi's opponent, his name is Don Kama, by the way. Don't think it ever really is that important considering how this episode goes for him. But his assistants show up, and I'm not going to give many a comment on his assistants because it should be pretty obvious that, yeah, no, is basically all I'm going to say to that. Let's just say they're very in sync, very loyal. They're making an, what's it called? An amuse-bouche. And what an amuse-bouche is, it's like a pre-appetizer. So you've got appetizer, which is like little. This is like very, very little. So that's the thing they got to make. Their team finishes. They get 3 glasses of stuff for the judges to eat. Again, not a food man, me. So you get what you are asked for. Obviously, it's very good. They say, yes, you've done the task flawlessly, great and everything. And then they begin taunting Takumi, because Takumi, it looks like he's going to have to go this alone, and there's no I in team. But you know what there is an I in? Pain in the ass. I couldn't think of a better joke than that, I'm sorry. Isami tells his kidnappers, hey, you made a mistake here, I might be number 1. But number 2 is pretty damn good too. Who is number 2? Well, that's Soma. He shows up at the venue and is like, Takumi, I'm here to help, my dude. And Takumi's like, I don't even need your help, man, but fine then. And then they begin to work. The Don Kama, he starts having a go at Megumi, basically for being perfect without no makeup. And I'm like, oh yeah, love Megumi. She's still the best. She always has been. He calls for a disqualification because, hey, Soma wasn't the name he wrote down. And also, like, I would have put something like, you know, he's also in the tournament, so it's not fair, maybe. But what do I know? The bookmaster allows it though, and then the dude throws a little bit of a hissy fit. He's like, it's not fair, it's not fair. But then they're like, look, we'll look into what happened to Isami if you keep up this little thing you're doing right now. And he's like, alright then, I'll shut up. And then he's like, oh wait, it doesn't matter because the Mezzaluna is only good with the two Aldini brothers. There is no stand-in and everything. And then those two are arguing for a bit, you know, as they do. As they boy do they. But then they quickly get into gear and everything. They get their serious faces on and they both each grip an end of the Mezzaluna, and it's like, oh crap, these two are actually more in sync than we thought. They're more in sync than NSYNC. Who could have guessed that? Doesn't take long for them to revert back to arguing, but they are on the same page as they're doing their thing. Takumi does this spinning thing with the Mezzaluna, which is completely unrealistic, but it's fine. This is the kind of unrealistic I like, when he's just spinning it around. That is good. I like that. That's not, you know, supernatural touching powers. I'm just going to leave that in. You can take what you want with that. They work super well together as they do. And why are they working super well together though? Well, it turns out they had 1 million Shokugekis. Like, Takumi beat Soma to get the Mezzaluna back at one point. Which then that started a back and forth, day after day, never-ending Shokugeki stream where one would win and then the other would demand a rematch, and they just keep going. Like that, basically. And they did that for a long time. So long, in fact, that Isami got skinny. Like, it was funny seeing like the time lapse of him just shrinking. That was pretty good. They finished their yin yang vereen, is what they call it. They put cheese and turtle in it, which is apparently not meant to be a good thing because they're great. They do it good. Opponent has a taste. What did they use to do it? It's the bag of chips or whatever they had in their very first match, all the way back in season 1. Yeah, so I like that. I like the callback to that. That's like the one best thing about this thing. And the reason they won by the way, I should have said that. The reason they won is thanks to all the time they've spent, you know, from season 1. They had their training arc in season 3, you know. It all led up to this teamwork moment. And that was quite good. I was a fan of that. I think that was alright. Isami got rescued by the other dudes just in time to celebrate his brother's victory and everything. Opponents, Don Kama gives Asahi his shaker thing to, I guess, more power, I guess. Nikumi shows up and tells them, hey, I found Erina. So they go see what she's been doing. So Erina she's won again, she's beaten everyone, and then, you know, what's her name? Anne is like, Bookmaster, do you think we could let her get to the final round now? Because, you know, even Anne is like, okay, this is a bit ridiculous here, you know? Like, what? Look at this. This isn't fair at all. You'd think if she was trying to, like, rig it against her, that she would make it a little bit less obvious, considering she is the almighty Bookmaster. But what do I know? I'd never mastered any books. I've never even read... That's not true. I have read a book. But that's not the point of the conversation. Anyway, she says, we don't need the god tongue in the blue or something. And I'm like, why the... Well, Eren is just a person, really. Why do you hate the god tongue that much? Kind of weird. Would like to figure that out. We got, what, 4 episodes left? So, that's not long when you think about it, really. Like, really, that's not long at all. So, who can say? Who can say? Anyway, that was the end of the episode. It was a just fine episode. You know, there have been worse episodes, but the Takumi and Soma stuff was cool. I guess the whole first half was a bit naff with just Don Kama bragging and being in perfect sync with his ladies. I think I'll call them that. I'm not gonna. That's a whole other issue that someone else can deal with, because I quite frankly don't want to start that conversation. So, yeah, let's see, what was my favourite part of the episode? Shouldn't be too much of a surprise to say that my favourite part is revolving around Soma and Takumi. It's basically just them, how well they're working together, and the reason behind them working so well together is because of everything they've been through, and you know, as I said before, all through the series. It's like the one big benefit to a really long series when you, you know, when you have it get to the end, you can call back to a load of other stuff. So, you know, that's a good thing. I like that. I like that about long series. Even if, you know, I've said before, this final arc, I'm finding it proper naff, if I'm being honest. But that bit was good. You know, the callbacks to Soma and Takumi. It's gonna suck when Takumi gets OKO'd by what's his name? Asahi, and gets the Mezzaluna taken from him. That's gonna suck. That's definitely a thing that's gonna happen. I mean, the final is gonna be Soma Asahi, isn't it? But hey, it was fun while it lasted. Takumi. Hopefully next week Megami gets to do a cool thing as well. So this was the end of the episode. I don't really have much else to add to it. It was just another week, you know. I'd be struggling to say that I'm excited for Food Wars every week, but it's not that bad. It's okay. You know, it's not as good as it has been. I'll just say that. People have said the quality has declined. I think this was season 5 has been a massive decline personally, but I mean, it's still watchable. It's not an unwatchable mess, and that is all we can really ask at some points. Anyway, thank you for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing and stuff for more reviews. That would help me out a lot. I will see you next week for another episode of this. Take care, and bye, guys.